You told me that you were in depression back then, right? But then now you are not depressed anymore.
Because I was going through this depression phase. I don't wanted to face anyone. In all the failures from my first attempt, I didn't achieve anything. So they can't be happy if I am in that position.
Right.
So I felt like I am just in a loop. Like, okay, going examination till my UPSC preparation, I wanted to take a U-turn. Doing my master's in TU, Darmstadt. So this is one of the high-ranking universities in world in QoS ranking. I was doing like 2 internship actually. So like till December, I was in the like 1 internship, and from February I started another internship.
Superwoman.
Yeah, if we are actually like changing the conveyor position and all, then we can reduce the scrap. My thought, or my only thought for anyone feeling lost is stay positive no matter what. Use this time to upskill yourself, grow, and explore who you really are or who you wanted to be. One day, the sun will shine brighter and the flowers will blossom just for you.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Welcome to another new episode of Help My People Show, Life and Career Journey. And today with me, I have another special guest. Hi. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Pavan. Your friend is here. Yes, it was really a pleasure to, know you personally. And
Same to you also. Like we actually like had a phone call, and I really like you. That's why we arranged for a stuff with an interview
Thank you
in
so
the YouTube
much.
channel.
It means a lot to me, really, because we don't know each other personally, but then you really invested your time and energy, and then you had to work last night, but you managed everything, so you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
And guys, before I even let her introduce, her story is going to be super motivating, guys, because she is somebody who prepared UPSC exam. She went into depression, but now she's not depressed anymore. Ura?
Yeah.
Yes, so we are going to ask her entire journey. We are going to dig her story. Yes, so how do you feel today? How are you feeling?
I'm doing great now. And as you said, like I was a UPSC aspirant for many years who prepared or struggled hard to get into a position in IFS, IS or something in the elite position. But like the fate or destiny doesn't allow me to get into such a position. So I took a U-turn and came to like my own field, which is engineering itself. And like today, when I'm sitting over here, as you said, your channel is to inspire so many people. I feel so happy and blessed to be a part of this journey where like at least a word or a sentence or something like if I can inspire someone, I am I feel more than blessed.
Great, great, great. I'm really looking forward to your story because we also don't know each other very well in detail. So today is the day. Yes, so without wasting time, maybe you take time to introduce yourself. What are you studying? Where are you working? A little bit overview so that the audience know a little bit more about you.
Okay. Myself, Ardra Bolwin, who's coming from Kerala, like the southernmost part of India, I would say. And I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering. Now I am doing my master's in Technical University Darmstadt in information and communication engineering. So saying about my family, my parents, and I am having an elder sister who is married actually, and she is having a 5-year-old kid.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
Hi to
about
her.
me.
Yeah. Cool. And how was growing up as a child in your place, hometown?
As I said, I am from Kerala, and during my birth or something in 90s, actually, like Kerala or India is actually going to be into a nuclear family setup, right? So like everyone who is 90s kid, I am also like born into like in a nuclear family. So like I miss so many stuffs which is very pretty cool being in a joint family. And we when I am so young, we were actually living in a like a flat like setup. So like there were no one to play and like roam around and something like that, because everywhere I can see only concrete buildings and all. So like as a normal child, I miss so many like fun stuffs during my childhood, but mostly like I was very active child during my schooling, and also like my childhood runs almost around my home and around my school friends and all. So I am also having an elder sister who's like 4 years older than me. So it's like we used to play together. And also like there are many cousins also like whom we meet like rather regularly, I would say, like in weekends or in our holiday vacation time and all. So it's like, oh yeah, so yeah, it was how my childhood looks like.
Okay, interesting. So could you also explain to us a little bit about your teenage life? How did it go?
Okay, so teenage is a time where we are having so many mood swings,
Right.
emotional setups, setbacks, and all. And also at the very moment we have to like have a decision on how our professional life should be also. So I was also a person who was very bad at taking decisions. So in my teenage, during my higher secondary, like in like 12th standard or something, where we actually needed to have a deviation, whether we needed to be doctor, engineer, like in the science field or into the commerce field, I was very particular in taking, I need a science field itself, because I really wanted to be a doctor.
So was it
actually.
your own decision, or
Yeah,
it was
it
from
was.
your parents?
No, no, like my parents are like, whatever is my decision, they are just
Great.
up to that. So that is their decision also. So like everything that I own, or till now, till this very moment, what I decided is all my own decision. Like,
That's great.
yeah, because I was like very liked or fascinated to be a doctor, but I didn't choose a doctor field or medicine,
Interesting.
medical field, because I was really homesick that time. So I don't wanted to like get part with my family. So if I wanted to be like get good grades or good marks for achieving in the entrance examination, I was getting good marks in the entrance for my first attempt, but for becoming a doctor in a government like
University.
yeah, government college, that wasn't like really sufficing. So like for repeating, like it's a normal norm in India, I guess. Like after our plus 2, we used to go and repeat for a year if we wanted to achieve something in like in MBBS, or we wanted to be in a BTech engineering field. So it's like I was also preparing my mind to repeat for a year and achieving a good position or a good rank, or getting a better seat in whichever university I needed to study MBBS. But then, due to this homesickness, I changed my decision, and I really wanted to be with my parents and my sister at the time. So I thought of taking my bachelor degree. And like as you asked me, my bachelor degree is in electronics and communication. So this was not like a very clear decision that I took in like my life, because my sister actually took bachelor's in electronics and communication, and I just like followed her way.
Just
It was,
blindly.
yeah, just blindly I followed her way. It is
Okay.
like my sister and my birthday is on the same date, though we are like years apart, and also we studied in the same school, same college, same everything. I am just like her shadow.
Okay.
So I just
If she's
followed that
watching,
norm.
your shadow is giving interview right now. Anyways, you can continue.
So
Yeah.
it's like just a norm, like that I just followed. Okay, my sister actually took electronics and communication, so blindly I also took electronics and communication. That is what actually happened, or why me chosen electronics and communication. But after that, I liked the subject, and only after like going into engineering, and the technical field, I decided, okay, I can go in this direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe there are youths out there in India who just passed their 10+2, and maybe they want to choose your field. Maybe any tips that you have for them based on your personal experience?
So, like, first of all, what they wanted to do is like just decide. Like, you are having multiple options now. You can just Google, use ChatGPT, or you are having so many counselors or like educational counselors, or like many people. You are in a world having so much information. So, what we actually needed to do is like just filter out what exact information you need, and just stick on to that information. And after collecting these information, just sit and think whether you wanted to be in this position, or whether you wanted to take a deviation and go into another professional field or any field that you want. That's because this is actually your life changing decision of, or actually your like how your life is gonna happen in like you're going to live for 60, 70 years, and the decision in this 18 years or 17 years is actually going to like
Impact in the longer run.
impact in the longer run. So this decision should be really wise. And if you actually chosen with electronics and communication, as I have chosen in my bachelor's, then you have to be like augment yourself with technological skills, and with also technological magazines, or like in the when you are in the like bachelor itself, you have to find out, because we are actually studying in so many vast different subjects in while we are doing our bachelor's. So from that you have to figure out which subject or which course is your like cup of tea or something. So like in that moment itself you have to decide, okay, this is going to be my field, and just ace in that. Just read good technological magazines, or just talk with your professors, or just watch YouTube videos which is actually making you ace in this field. So yeah, so it's almost like if you really decided on like taking this course, go and choose good universities, because this choosing this university, good university, is actually very important, which at that moment I was also not that aware. Because for getting a job we needed to have good placements, good campus placements, which is actually happening in India. So it is like if we are actually choosing a good university, that itself is a benchmark for many companies to hire you. So your chances are like more little bit higher than someone studying in like a normal university or something. So just what you wanted to do is like just choose a good university where you wanted to study, and more than choosing the university, choose the right course actually, like which is your cup of tea. That course you have to choose, then you have to choose the university. And so yeah, that's it.
Very nice tip. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then like you told me that after you finish your bachelor's, then you started preparing for the UPSC exam.
Yeah.
Now we are coming to the point. Yes. So what motivated you to prepare for UPSC exam, and what challenges and struggles did you face through, and why did you give up and you come to Germany? Please take your time and explain it properly.
So like my childhood dream was like I written in my diary, like Dr. Arthra Bolvin IAS. This was actually my childhood dream. And even in my fifth standard, like when my teachers asked me whom you wanted to become, then my answer was just like I wanted to become an IAS officer. So I just doesn't know like who told me in my childhood, okay, Ardra, you wanted to be like this. I don't know, but somewhere, somehow, I really wanted to be like in civil services. And at that moment, like in my childhood, I was like yearning very much for becoming an IAS. But after coming into the civil service, I wanted to become an IFS officer actually. So after my bachelor's, way back, I started preparing for civil services examination. It was like on the first thing I went to a government civil service academy, which is in Kerala itself. At that point, we needed to write a scholarship examination in the academy for getting a seat in that, and I got that, and I got into like academics or studying in that institute, and then I started my UPSC preparation. And then I changed, but that attempt I didn't clear anything, and then I changed institutes, because like for a UPSC, what is actually happening is like we don't actually know which way we wanted to go, because I'm not having any acquaintance who really cracked the examination, which is in our age, or uh, like whom I can actually look up to. So this was actually a major setback for me, because I really don't know like which way I have to choose. So I was like going there. Okay, then I understand like it is not working out. Then I turn away and like choosing another way. So I was not getting like proper guidance on how to go or how to achieve my goal actually. Then that's why I changed the institute, and that was a really nice institute that I was in Trivandrum. And there actually like my sirs and all, like there was like so much motivating, and like they were like pushing us hard to achieve that goal. So that phase of my life was really good, because I met with so many people who actually studied with us on a day before our next prelims examination, because like most of the people who actually prepared for UPSC already knows, like because this is a huge journey, actually big journey. So it's like a 1 year journey. So if I have attended examination of 2020, I would say, then the results will come in 2021 prelims, next prelims time. So like people doesn't know whether they crack it or not. So if they didn't crack it, they have to go to the first stage itself, like prelims itself. Like there are prelims, mains, and interview, like 3 stages are there. So if doesn't crack the interview, they have to prepare from the like in the first position itself. So normally like our seniors and us used to sit together and study. So in the night, 2 or 3 nights before the prelims, like when we actually study, and the next day when the result of the like previous year come, they become IAS. Till that time they were just zero, like all of us, and all of a sudden the glamorous position they came. So um, what I really wanted to say is like I have met so many people who are currently in the service, which sometimes we feel like, oh God, they got into the position, or they got some ranks in this examination. Like how come they got it? But but there are some other people who we feel like, oh man, he's such a nice person, or she's such a nice woman, she just deserve it. But they are not in the service. There are many people like that. So I would say this is actually a, a snake and ladder game, where if we achieve, then it's like we are going in the
Different
yeah,
direction.
different direction, very different direction. And if we are not getting it, we are dropping down to zero actually. So like this examination, and like whoever prepared actually might have known this examination is not like a very easy thingy. If we prepare for 2 months or something and just cracking it, it's not like that. Because even in prelims, if we are attempting, we only know like 30 questions or something in prelims actually. So like in the 100 questions, we only know correct answers for 25, 30, and we needed to like take all our brain out and think, okay, like how come the next answer be wrong, or how come we can eliminate the choices. This is all about our mental strength in prelims actually. So getting a position in prelims, like getting like qualifying prelims, mains, and interview is like it's not an easy task actually. So like who, and also like one thing, whoever wanted to prepare for the civil services is like they need like clear perseverance. Without this we are not gonna like ace it, or we can't come out of this, because actually this is an examination of smart work. We needed to work so hard, and because like even though we covered big uh, textbooks of history, geography, polity, and something, we are like still left with current affairs, and it is updating every day. And like there are humongous amount of current affair like news is happening in India, in world, and everywhere. So it's like I would say it's like we wanted to invest ourselves totally into the examination, but I guess there is some X factor in this examination to crack this. So I didn't crack it, and I went into a stage like I prepared for many years. And
for how many years did you prepare?
I actually started my preparation in 2017, and I came to Germany in 2022, and until 2021 actually I wrote the examinations. So like 3 attempts or something I have already given. So it was like on this roller coaster ride, and some moment we feel like, okay, this attempt I will clear, then we will lose. And it's like so hard to like pull up all together and come again. So this is just like a warrior, like we wanted to fight our own war. It's not just a war for examination, but our mental strength is also like we will be losing our mental like stability also at some points. It's like even I actually like I was campus placed in a reputed company while I was doing my bachelor's, and I also got like seat in a government college for a master's also at the same time. And like these were like some positions which many of my friends were actually like yearning, like they really wanted to get a good job, and I achieved all these. Like I am not saying in like such a proud, but for this UPSC, I actually thrown all these away, and I came to my like floor, like zero level, and I wanted to start preparation for another job. This is what actually happened. And after the preparation, we actually feel like when we lose it, okay, then we feel like, okay, if I prepare a little more, like I will be like getting into the service. But when we again prepare, we feel like, okay, this time I will definitely pass. Then if we didn't like qualify or pass, then we will feel so like so hard, and like then we will think about what all decisions we took in our life. So it was like I was a zero when I was preparing actually. So like when the examination was happening, I was thinking like, okay, if I lose this examination, then I will be again be zero, because I'm not having a job, I'm not earning something, and I lost my career, like everything, because many of my friends like became senior software engineer or something like that. So like there were peer pressure also, and I was not achieving or earning something, though I get everything like at
From your
first
parents.
hand itself. So the journey was really tough, but somehow like I was like crying out hard, like so many nights I was crying out hard, but somehow like we achieved. Like actually like a big thanks to my parents and my sister, like they supported me like anything. Like they were pushing me hard. No, Aja, you can go, you can go. Like that they actually tell me every time. And at certain moment I was so depressed, and I even don't wanted to like face my relatives going for a marriage or something, because everyone will be asking like,
What are
Aja,
you doing?
yeah, what are you doing? Didn't you get to know the service? Then like at some point, at certain point, I was trying to like get into my own shell, like avoiding all these circumstances. So these were not like, now I am smiling and I can smile and say, but these were like just hard things.
Right.
Like one really needed like so many strength to come over. So anyway, thanks to God, thanks to my parents, thanks to my sister, they, and even my sister in my 2021 attempt or something, when I didn't got it, she was actually buying me a cake.
Oh.
And like, no, you are not failed, you tried it, so this try itself is a success. She was saying like that, and we cut the cake. I still remember about it. And really, I wanted to like I was feeling myself like I lost my charm somewhere because then like I wouldn't say I was a social butterfly, but I was having good friends and I can roam around and like say some witty things or something. But after the preparation, I was thinking like, oh my god, I can't even talk to someone. Like I was losing my like witty part of my life, and I was losing my charm, and I was hating myself actually at that moment. And I was not taking care of my health, taking care of nothing actually. Like I was just into the studies, and I was just focused getting into the service. That was just my dream. I lost so many things in between, and I was not even thinking about any of this because I really wanted to be into the service. So, like, it was, I would say it was the hardest part of my life. But when I am thinking back, there are so many things I actually achieved because I wouldn't be this much strong if I didn't prepare for that examination and these continuous failures. Because of these failures, actually, I now know that this failure is nothing. I would say this examination actually made me a better person because during the preparation, we are actually imbibed of so many information. This will make us an informed citizen for the first point. And then, like, from our own personal life, we will be very resilient actually because till that point, till the civil services preparation, I never saw any failure in my life. And like when I prepare something, okay, just success, success, success. Like only success stories were there. And like with this preparation, it actually made everything ulta, and it was like fully failures. Then only I came to know like how a person who actually failed really feels. And this failure actually changed my perspective. And I would say like if I didn't fail till that moment, then if I'm sitting here and I would be very afraid of next failure of mine. But now I am not. Okay, if I failed it, okay, I am so happy and well, like because I know like I can handle it because I came this much far with all these failure. If I can handle that failures in such an age, then definitely now I can actually handle any of the failures that is gonna happen in my life. So like resilience, this quality actually, we will write this resilience and everything in even our CVs, right? But never we will just think what exactly is resilience or like all these. So but now I really know like if failure, I won't say like I wouldn't cry again. I will cry, I will cry hardly, but I can actually manage it. In the next day I can actually go and like fight my war again.
See, you told me that you were in depression back then, right? But then now you are not depressed anymore. You have come to Germany. You are studying. Not only that, but you're working in a technical field. You know. So how did this process initially take place? Because I know that in India there are a lot of people who are preparing for this exam. A lot of people are depressed. I even know people who are preparing for more than 10 years, for example, and some people have even end up their life in worst case. But you were like, I know your parents and your sisters, they were really supportive, but then apart from that, what was that strong motivation? Because in life, anything that we do, we need to have a strong reason. Without a strong reason, you cannot do anything. So what was that strong reason in you that you could come out of your depression, you could start a new life in Germany, and then you look happy and beautiful now? Please tell us the secret.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So the thing is like my parents are really supportive. My sister is like being my shoulder every time. So at one point, I felt like I can't actually make them happy. They are doing everything to make me happy. Like, because I was going through this depression phase, I don't wanted to face anyone. I don't wanted to see anyone. I felt really like a zero in my life. So,
And for how many years were you in that phase? Sorry.
I wouldn't say like I was like in the phase of depression actually. Like this word is like a very what to say. This is difficult to like explain this depression phase because in all the failures from my from my first attempt, from the all the failures, I was on the first attempt, I was thinking like, okay, this is because of my like lesser quality of preparation. But after that, in the failures, because I was scoring very high marks in my like institute examinations, which was actually happening. And like I was also expecting like a good grades, good marks in the like real examination. But at that point, somehow I was not able to manage. And like these are very dark phases in my life actually. At what point I actually felt like I couldn't make them happy, so why I am living like this? And I was hating myself like so hard. Like I was not patient with me, but I was patient with everyone else. Like even if someone hurt me asking me these questions which were outside my comfort zone at that time, I was saying like, okay, this is just no, that's why they are asking. But it's not like that. Like everyone is having a private space, and no one can indulge or infringe into their private space asking us such uncomfortable question. Because this UPSC examination results everyone know, right? Because these are the headings of newspapers, so no one wanted to ask me like whether you didn't achieve it or something, because this is just to hurt us. And like my papa was saying like, Aja, you are not living with someone else's money, you are living with your parents' money. And
Right.
yeah, so why should you you be answerable to someone else? This was a question which actually changed my mindset. And then, but then even I was very like, um, I was pulling myself hard to go into some functions and like meet some persons and so. But unluckily at that moment, like my brain was not hearing anything. And these, I wouldn't say I was in a clinical depression or something, but at certain point of time we feel like I am so low. And like some days we feel like I didn't achieve anything, even though preparing for these many years. We will be like in a position where we don't want to talk to anyone, we don't want to like be patient to ourselves, we hate ourselves. At that point I felt like I am losing my charm itself, because if no one likes me, I should have liked me, right? So like I really wanted to like or I wanted to be patient with me. That was a point. Yeah, then like I don't wanted to make my parents or my sister unhappy of my attitude, because when I am in home I was like, I didn't achieve it, like I was saying like this, so they can't be happy if I am in that position. So I felt like I am just in a loop, like okay, going examination, like passing, then failing, then again like failing, and I am just in that circle, like that cycle I am actually in. So I just don't want to be in that loop again, because this is like the our life is like not only I am earning something for getting into a civil service, but I am having my own life, my personal life also. If I am losing that, then I am done actually. So I don't want to be in that vicious cycle. I wanted to make like my parents and my sister happy, at least like pretend to be happy. That was my aim actually when I came to Germany. Like pretending happiness, and like just don't wanted to be in that loop. I actually escaped. I would say I wanted to have an escape from this vicious cycle. That's why I came to Germany. I wanted to take a real break, like not into the cycle again, but I wanted to take a real break. And when I came to Germany, my mind was saying, okay, you have to do your thesis or like masters, and you want to explore like different country, because I really like to see places, like travel and all, like visit different countries. I really liked it. So like in Germany we are having Schengen visa. So I was thinking like, okay, then I can explore many countries. So this like exploring countries means we are achieving so many experience also, no? So this will be a like a big uh, bundle of information for my preparation again. So I was thinking like I wanted to
So
take
you
a real.
haven't completely give up the
No,
UPSC,
I
but
didn't. I
okay.
didn't give up it totally. Like I just like it. I just love it actually. So it's not like I completely given it up, but now I'm not preparing. I'm thinking like I wanted to go back and write the examination one more time, but that examination, that attempt will be like
The final
I will
one.
be. I will be in a position where I don't wanted to think like,
About your
okay,
financial things that
if
you
I
expect.
lose this examination, I am not
Nothing.
losing anything.
Okay, I
In
got.
that position only, I am
Uh-huh.
going to write it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking the first thing was with my parents, like I wanted to make them happy or at least pretend my happiness before them. And like I also don't wanted to lose my charm again. I don't wanted to be in that vicious cycle. And I wanted to take a break from this vicious cycle preparation and all. That's why I came to Germany.
Okay, so that was your motivation behind coming to Germany, and then like, could you please explain like what course you choose in Germany, and then
Mm-hmm.
what motivated you to choose that course? Maybe some people are interested in that field.
Okay, so coming to Germany, like I was thinking like, okay, then which course I needed to choose because I am an engineering professional. So like the first thing that will come into our mind itself is choosing an engineering field itself. So, like, I researched like many institutes or universities in Germany and the courses that they offer. I went through many of the flyers of the universities, like courses which is um, going deeper into electronics and communication engineering itself. And then I found TU Darmstadt, and this course is really nice actually about the Masters in Information and Communication Engineering. So, this is actually the voice of the next era because like my course is actually combining information and communication in both field. So information means like about a machine learning, deep learning, data science and all. So um, this is our curriculum. So I like that course. I wanted to be like into like my own field or which actually like which was my pathway till my UPSC preparation. I wanted to take a U-turn and go into my engineering field itself. So I like this course. I like its curriculum, and I am doing my master's in TU Darmstadt. So this is one of the high-ranking universities in world in QoS ranking. So I like the course, I like the university, so I chosen this.
Okay, and then right now you're working in a technical field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes. So how did you apply that, and how did you, and what do you do in your job? Maybe you can give a brief overview.
Okay, so I was actually staying with a German family when I came to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So, like one day in our random talks, I was saying them like I am looking for some jobs and all. Then they told me, he was working in the company that I am working. So, like he told me like there is a job opportunity now, but you have to go for the interview, and if you crack it,
Yeah,
then they will take me.
Okay.
So like they given me that opportunity, and they interviewed me, and there were some questions on control system and everything, and like luckily I cracked it, and I got into that job. Yeah.
So networking helps.
Sorry.
Networking
Yeah,
with people
exactly.
really
Yeah,
helps.
networking actually help.
Yes.
Networking really help actually because um like there are many of my friends are also like looking for many jobs, and this was just a random talk with the family that I was staying,
Right.
and at that moment there were a position opened in that company, and luckily
You got it.
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yes. And then what do you do exactly in your field? I mean,
Mm.
in this job, maybe you could give a brief overview so maybe some people are
Okay.
interested.
Okay. So it's like my first job wasn't like I was doing like two internship actually. So like till December I was in the like one internship, and from February I started another internship.
Superwoman.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And it's like in the same company and with two different interviews.
Okay.
And it's like in the first internship I was doing with some simulations in a software called Visual Components. So the company, like I'm working in Continental, and the company was having some factories in different parts of our world, and I was involved in a project in Asia. So in China, they were having like a company in Changsha, and over there, like we were trying to do with some lean check actually. So the lean check is basically on like finding out the scrap or how to improvise or how to make the company working efficient. So we were doing with some stuffs in simulations and finding out like if there is some robotic movement in another way, or if we are actually like changing the conveyor position and all, then we can reduce the scrap. So we program it actually, and we will find out like how to reduce the scrap, or how to improve or like how to improve the productivity of the company and all. So this was my first internship, and in this internship actually I'm doing with some screw driving like position. So like our company is actually trying to do with some screw driving technology, where we needed to reduce the scrap amount. So like we are trying to build a model where like in machine learning model where we can actually improvise or what to say like reduce the scrap by improving the parameter or hyperparameterizing our parameters like some torque, angle, and so on. So this is a project that I'm involved now.
That's very cool. Yes. Now, I would like to ask you, like, since this project is for unemployed youths, right? And then this project is also especially focused to those people who are depressed. And you are a person who were depressed once upon a time, but now you have, really transformed yourself. So, based on your personal experience, maybe you would like to give some advice or some tips to the unemployed or depressed youths out there.
I'm not anyone to give tips or advice, but I want to share what I felt during my lowest moment. One thing I held onto was the simple truth: this too shall pass. It's the rule of nature. Nothing is permanent, not even our struggles. During those tough times, I often thought of books which focuses more on Ithaka. These books and stories always used to amuse me. And then I felt life isn't always about the destination. It's about the way that we are moving to reach our destination. So it's always about the experiences, growth, and lesson along the way, every step, no matter how small or difficult, is meaningful. If you believe in God, just believe. Trust that there is a greater plan for you, even when it is unclear. Faith can be a powerful anchor in turbulent times. Hold on to it and trust that every storm eventually clears. So, my thought, or my only thought for anyone feeling lost, is stay positive no matter what. Use this time to upskill yourself, grow, and explore who you really are or who you wanted to be. One day, the sun will shine brighter and the flowers will blossom just for you. Your time will come, and it will be worth the wait.